Hey everybody, Dylan here from Iceberg TV. I'm super excited to share with you guys today the new OTB Champions Cup drop. I'll go through each disc one by one. I just got back from the course with Mark and with Grant, and we threw all the discs, and I feel like I have a good handhold on how everything is flying from this drop. So I'm really excited to get out here and throw all of these for you guys today. It is super windy here at Bradford Disc Golf Course. You can get all these, click the link in the description below. We have them over at Disc Golf Deals USA. We ordered a ton of these, so there should be a ton of different color combinations, weights. A lot of the ones we're throwing today are going to be in the lightweights. The first disc is the Proton Soft Range. This is a very hyped up mold. It was Eagle McMahon's signature disc. It is basically just an understable clone of the Iceberg. And I thought that until I threw this run. This is definitely the most stable run of range. I'll periodically be putting in clips over this just so you guys can see some of the shots we threw out on the course today. We were out there throwing for a while and we got a good number of shots with each disc. We played 18 holes and we threw each disc where we could. This is definitely the most stable run of range that I have thrown. I've thrown the stock run and the Eagle McMahon run, and this one's by far more stable than those. The other ones like hyzer flip and go pretty straight for me. This one has a nice bit of fade at the end of the flight, and that was something that I was definitely surprised by because I didn't expect this to be quite as stable as it was. So.
Yo.
Oh, that was a nice shot. Yeah. So that's the Proton Soft Range. The next disc we're going to talk about is the Proton Soft Envy. This is the famous return of the snail. The original OTB snail run was one of the most collectible and sought after MVP drops that have ever been released. And I think this disc will be no different. Collectability aside, this is a very stable run of Envy. And this is probably one of my favorite discs from the drop. I sold my other one because I didn't really like the Envy and I didn't like throwing putters at that point in my disc golf career. But I really love the way this feels. I like the way it flies. It's a super stable run of Envy. And you envy throwers out there that want something super reliable, super stable, and you like that soft plastic. This thing is very, very nice. So Return of the Snail, very, very cool. We threw this a bunch of times as well. We threw the putters the least amount of times, and we threw everything else like a ton. Return of the Snail, very, very cool, very exciting. It is so windy out here today. Yeah, everything's pretty stable. Dude, that run is stable. That was fading very quickly out of the hand. Now, just a park job. It's the best putt on the whole course right there. And all of these drop midnight tonight. So if you want to secure one, you can use my link in the description below to pre-order one. Or if you wait till after midnight, you can go to discgolfdealsusa.com/icebergtv. Make sure you use that link just so they know that you came from this video. The next disc that we have here is the Pyro. I think I only threw this one once today, but Mark threw it a bunch of times with some really nice success on a few holes. Not the most stable run of Pyro, definitely a straighter run of Pyro. Mark was getting this thing to go basically, I mean, for him, it was flying very similar to the Envy, honestly. It can handle a little bit more forehand torque, off-axis torque than the Envy, obviously. But overall, this was the straightest run of Pyro that I've ever seen. I honestly think this flies very similar to the Eagle McMahon Fission Pyro, which again was quite surprising. We got Mark here.
What's going on?
He was a fan favorite, brought him back. He's got the Pyro in hand. That's nice. You gonna flick?
Yeah.
Word. Up. And he's parked hole one, just like that. Skip in.
Not bad.
Nice shot. Dude, that's nasty. In this wind?
Yeah.
Great birdie, dude.
Let's go.
Wow, that Pyro flips up, dude.
Good distance on it, though.
Yeah. I'm surprised at how straight that Pyro is.
I like the way it's flying.
Next up, we've got the Particle Proton Hex. This was the most stable hex that I've ever thrown, and I'm definitely expecting Simon Lizotte, Eagle, James Conrad to be messing around with this run. This was the most stable hex that I've ever thrown, and it's not even close. All the other runs of hex that I've ever thrown do not have nearly as much fade as this. I pretty much need to smack this thing as hard as I can to get it to go straight. And it was a great flyer, and it's super reliable. Actually, again, I thought the flight characteristics were very similar to the Snail Envy, but obviously much faster, a little bit pushier, but not the hyzer flip hex you're used to. This was a disc that was surprisingly overstable at 177 grams. Nice and gentle, easy does it.
Come on, get the skip.
Boom.
Let's go.
Oh, off the rock, good line though.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, he hits the one to beat.
Almost
Nice
went
shot.
through.
Now, the rest of the discs are all lightweight. The next one being this 158 gram lemur Crave. Very, very cool disc. I was able to get this thing to hyzer flip, turn. At this light of a weight, this disc was an understable disc for me for sure, flying very similar to the Disc Golf Deals USA Neutron Craves with the Bridge to Nowhere stamp. This one flies very similar to my Neutron Crave from that run. When compared to a Glow or a Cosmic Neutron Crave, this is definitely not nearly as stable. At this lightweight, it's getting to flip up, it's getting the turn, and it goes really far. And people with slower arms who like a more understable Crave are really going to like this. I would like to try this run in a max weight if they are available. But with the information that I have, this is one of the flippier runs of Crave. I would say it's even very similar to, per se, like a lightweight Fission Crave. So pretty flippy Crave. We were dealing with some serious winds today, and the lightweight flippy Crave was definitely hard to control at times. Hole 3, 320 feet. We're going to check out the lemur stamped Crave. This is 158 grams. Let's see if she flips or if she flies nice and stable. Honestly, flying very similar to a new max weight Crave. More fade than I expected. Wow. She's straight. Oh, it's perfect. Stand up.
There we go.
Nice shot. Oh,
Let's go.
somebody sponsor this guy. Come on. Great birdie. Woo!
Crave flew good.
Oh,
yeah. Something like that. Flip. Perfect shot. The next disc that we have here, which one is this? This is the Virus. Super understable. Didn't find it super useful on a ton of holes today. It's just got like a pretty wide rim and a pretty flat top. And I feel like if I want like a fast wide rim disc that's this flat, I want it to be stable. I don't really like wide, fast, and flippy. Because it's so flat, it doesn't go super far. And it's just kind of a in-between disc where I don't really know when or how I'm supposed to throw it. So the Virus definitely was not a disc for me, not something that'll go into my bag. Maybe we'll experiment with it on some like super high up in the air max distance lines in the future, but probably not something I will be throwing. Oh, that tailwind kept it up. Wow. Ah! Very different story for this next disc right here. This is the Particle Proton Wave. This disc really impressed me. After my first throw, I threw it into like a 35 mile an hour headwind. flip, turned into a roller, and I was hoping it would be a little more stable than that. But after that first throw, I had immense success with this, throwing it on a slight hyzer. It would actually stand all the way up, get me a late flip over to the right, and then actually push out at the end of the flight. And I threw some of my best shots of the day with this new run of wave. This is the stock -2 turn wave that you are looking for. It is way less stable than the glow waves. So if you're someone who throws a glow wave and you want something more straight, more true to the flight numbers, this run really impressed me, and mine was in 168 grams. And this is something I'm actually going to chuck in my bag for, like, I like the detour and the trail. This kind of is, I think, just going to fly like a longer trail for me. I need to do some further testing, but really enjoy the way this flew. And yeah, I was just like hyper impressed by this. Love the stamp as well. All the stamps on these are cool. You guys know that.
Yeah, that's a flippy wave. Nice flight on it, but way flippier than the glow wave I reviewed a few weeks ago. The new glow waves are like way more stable than that. Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's in the circle. Oh, it swung back right at the end. That was sick. Heck yeah. Oh man, this wave flew perfectly on that line. Not often you get to park the long tee on 6. Let's go. And then come back. Skip. That wave flies so nice. Nice birdie. My wave was right here, also inside the circle. Good shots.
I'm all about the molds and the specialty plastics, which brings us to our final surprise, the 156 gram Defy. The Defy is a mold that comes in and out of my bag. I really love forehanding the Defy. Shoulder still hurt, couldn't throw any forehands with it today, but I'm actually, when my forehand is good, I'm bagging an R2 Defy, and I also have a Fission Defy that I really like. This new run is way more stable than those. Mark was able to throw this very hard on some very awesome lines, getting it to actually flex and push. I was not able to get this to like flip up or turn at all. 156 gram Defy was an absolute beefcake, even when throwing it into extreme winds. Again, another mold I'm super curious to see how it would fly in a max weight, but this new run of Defy in this plastic, very, very stable. I would say the only drawback when compared to the R2 version of this disc, it feels very sharp on this outer edge here. A little bit sharper than I like. I think the R2 version feels a lot more comfortable in my hands. Something I could get a lot more consistent grip on. It's also very soft and like lightweight plus super soft. It took us a few throws to develop some confidence in this disc specifically, but once we got the confidence and we knew how stable it was, like it just feels like it's going to be a flip dog, but it wound up not being a flip dog. It wound up being nice and stable and exactly true to the flight characteristics you would expect out of a disc, you know, that's supposed to be as stable as this one. Flew very true to what you would think it would fly like, but it took us a while to figure that out because it's just so soft and so light. You can really feel how light it is and how soft it is. And it was, although slightly off-putting at first, after throwing it a few times, you realize that it actually wasn't so bad after all.
Dude, that held up.
Oh, that's launched.
Great stability out of the Defy. Oh, dude, that flies really nice. Oh, that's definitely right in the C1. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Great birdie, dude. Nice shot with the Defy. Get through. That's parked. Skip in. Nice shot. Defy is your secret weapon.
I like it.
All right, Mark's got another birdie putt. That Defy has been absolute money all day. Hasn't missed a line with it yet. You're unstoppable on the greens, dog.
If I had to pick my top 3 favorites from this run, Lemur Crave, I mean, this is going in the bag instead of the Neutron version, simply for the reason that this one looks sick, flies the exact same. It's in nice bright colors. Guaranteed hyzer flip, guaranteed turn, guaranteed big distance, extremely useful disc. Next favorite, Wave. Super curious to see how this compares to my trail out on the course going forward. Just probably my favorite run of Wave. This is the stock Wave that you're looking for. I've never thrown a Wave that flies quite like this one, and this is something I'm really excited to put in my bag. And then we have the Snail Envy, just nice and stable, point and shoot. Reminds me of like the old S-Line P2s. Just in that hand, you get that similar feel to the Proxy. I bag multiple different Proxies, so this is a feel that I know and that I'm comfortable with. And this is something I'm excited to throw going forward as well. So those are the 3 that'll be going into my bag. The other ones are not necessarily bad, but I don't have a spot in my bag for them at this time. Please use my link in the description below when you purchase these over at Disc Golf Deals USA. Otherwise, they won't know that you came from this video. DiscGolfDealsUSA.com/icebergtv. Stay humble, live with gratitude. I'll catch you in the next one.
Grant's got a different project going on. I let him borrow some discs, and well, that's how it's going.
Dude.
I mean, this wind is just, we're not used to this. This is insane. Puppy's gonna get blown away. She's got her ears on aerodynamic mode.
Oh, yeah.